Hey, what's going on everyone? In this video, we're gonna show you guys how to pay off your student loan as fast as 30 the time and 30 the interest. What's going on, guys? My name is Sam Kwok, one of the Kwok brothers, real estate investor and entrepreneur. And if you are a college grad like me, chances are you have a student loan. And this student loan thing isn't stopping. In fact, this country as a whole, United States, we're getting more and more student loans by the year. So this video is going to show you guys how to pay them off really quickly by less interest without making more money or changing your lifestyle. So I know there's a lot of message out there saying, well, if you want to pay off your student loans, you got to put more money in, or you got to make more money, or you got to cut back on how much Starbucks you have to spend on, right? You can do this without doing any of that. So you can keep the same lifestyle, same income. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So this strategy is very similar to my other strategies that I have about paying off your mortgage or paying off your credit card using a HELOC or a personal line of credit. So you guys are going to see that this is very similar to my other strategy, which is, some modification. So a lot of you guys have student loans that range from $10,000, and I've seen as high as $80,000, okay? Maybe more. If you guys went to a medical school or you went to law school, chances are you have significant amount of student loans that you can bear. So chances are you have a student loan, and I'm going to go ahead and say an average of $30,000, which actually is the national average for the amount of student loans that we have per individual grads. So let's say we have $30,000, and the basic premise of the strategy, and I'm going to show you the overview, and I'm going to kind of walk backwards to kind of break it down. So what happens is you guys have a student loan, and a student loan is what's called an amortized loan. And chances are your student loans may vary from 15 years to 30 years. I've even heard that they're introducing a 50-year student loan, which is like insanely crazy, which I strongly advise the banks not to do it, okay? So a lot of you guys have to pay this off in a very long time, right? Chances are, you're 24, 25 years old, you're gonna be 55 or even 60 by the time you pay off your student loan, which is ridiculous, okay? So here's the idea behind the strategy. What I'm gonna introduce you to is a type of a line of credit, a loan called personal line of credit. So often known as a PLOC. Okay, personal line of credit. A personal line of credit works almost like a credit card, except it's got more flexibility and benefits than just your traditional credit card. And a PLOC has a lower interest rate than your credit card as well. PLOCs can range anywhere between 5 to 12%. That's the highest I've seen so far. But here's the idea. Okay, your personal line of credit is revolving, meaning you can put money into the PLOC, you can take money out of the PLOC, and recycle the money over and over and over again. So here's where the pivotal moment of the strategy is. Let's say you have $30,000 in your student loan. You have a $10,000 personal line of credit. Some of you guys may end up qualifying for less, which is okay, still works. Let's say you have a $10,000 limit, just like how a credit card works, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take $10,000, okay, pay a chunk of that student loan, bring it down to $20,000, right? Now you have $10,000 out of $10,000 in your personal line of credit, okay? Now, be mindful that we didn't incur more debt. We actually have the same amount of debt. We just moved one part of the debt to another. Now, the reason why we do this is the following, and again, I'm gonna break it down to you guys in just a second. Let's say you're bringing in income. You have a job, okay? Most of you guys do. Income. We're going to take all of our income, okay? Notice I said all, not some, all of our income, and make a payment on the personal line of credit. So let's say we have an income of $3,000 in a month. You're going to take all of the $3,000, put it in your personal line of credit, thus bringing down the balance to $7,000. Now you're saying, well, Sam, hold on. If I put all my income into the personal line of credit, I don't have any money left over to do my grocery shopping, to pay rent, to do my car payment, right? So remember, guys, PLOC is a revolving line of credit. It's an open-ended term, meaning you can take the money back out. Okay, so from your PLOC, you're gonna go and make your bills, your grocery shopping, okay, your car payment, your gas, okay, whatever you got to do. And the reason why we do this is one thing. We're reducing what's known as the average daily balance. Now, this strategy works particularly better if you obviously spending less than what you make. So let's say you spend $2,500, but you make $3,000. Okay, so let's go and talk about this idea of average daily balance and why it matters so much with the strategy. And this is the reason why we're taking all of our income and putting in the personal line of credit. Okay, so the average daily balance, okay, this is how the banks calculate interest on line of credit and credit cards too. In fact, if you go to your credit card and you go read all the fine print, the bank will actually tell you how they calculate interest. So this is how they do it. They take your interest rate, okay, your interest rate percentage, divided by 365 days, times the balance on that day. And what that basically means is that if your balance changes every day, so does your interest. Okay, so let's say you have 5% interest divided by 365 times $7,000 on the balance. Okay, you guys notice how $10,000 balance versus $7,000 balance, you guys are going to get a totally different amount for interest, right? So what we're doing is by taking all of our income and throwing it on the line of credit, we're lowering the interest that we're paying. Okay, so this actually is average daily interest, not balance. Okay, average daily balance should be on this day. So interest is the result of the balance on that day. Okay, so what happens? Okay, I'm gonna illustrate this here. Day 1, day 2, and day 3. Okay, on day 1 you have $10,000 balance. Next day you have $7,000 balance. And then day 3, you have $7,100 balance because next day you want to spend, groceries and money, right? So obviously on day 1, you're gonna get a higher interest rate or higher interest amount because your balance, your average daily balance is high. Okay. The next day you put $3,000 and chunked it down on a personal line of credit. $7,000 versus $10,000 obviously is lower. So you're gonna be subject to a lower interest amount because of the lowered amount. Does that make sense to you guys? So this is why we take all of our income and put it on the line of credit, but we still have the access to the money. We're not throwing the money away to the bank. We still have access to it to pay off bills. Now, obviously, we're not gonna go from $10,000 to $7,000 and then back to $10,000 right away. Okay, if you guys spend $3,000 in one day, I'll be very concerned for you guys, and you need some help. Okay. Chances are you guys are gonna spend, gas here and then gas there, groceries next week, rent at the end of the month. However you guys spend your money, it's gonna be spread out. So in between those days, that's where you're getting the most of the savings. Okay, so when we come back to this, and this will make more sense. Okay, take all of our money, $3,000, put it in a personal line of credit. $2,500 is your bills, but $2,500 isn't going to leave the next day. It's going to leave throughout the period of the month. In fact, I've taught this method to where you can use a credit card. So you can take your credit card, do all of your bills, your gas, your groceries. And if you guys know something about a credit cards have grace period, meaning there's amount of time that you don't have to pay interest on the purchases that you make. So what I tell my students and my clients that I teach this to is take all the money that you make, okay, and put it on the personal line of credit earlier part of the month, so on the first or second day of the month, and then use your credit card to do all your spending throughout the month. And at the end of the month, towards the 30th or the 31st, you're gonna take your personal line of credit and make it one big giant payment against your credit card to pay off the credit card completely. And your spending were not subject to interest. Pretty cool, right? And between the first or second day of the month and the last day of the month, okay, you left the balance very, very low by the entire $3,000. That's where the money saving comes from. And whatever's left over, which is $500, right? 3,000 minus 2,500 is $500. You leave it on your personal line of credit, and your personal line of credit essentially becomes your new savings account. Okay, because why? Well, you can still take the money out, right? If you have an emergency, if you need to go buy a new set of tires, something happens, you get sick or you get hurt, you need to spend money on hospital, you still have access to the personal line of credit. Okay. Now you're still going to make monthly payments to the student loan. You have to, because if you don't, you'll get in trouble. But once you have the personal line of credit paid off, because you're gonna get this effect, right? You're gonna get so you start at 10,000. You're gonna pay it down, goes up, pay it down, goes up, pays it. So you guys are gonna see that a lot throughout the month, because you're bringing down the balance by 3,000, but you're bringing it back up by 2,500. Okay, and then bring it down by 3,000. Going back up 2,500, and we do that again to save the average daily interest. So once you hit zero, okay, you zeroed out your personal line of credit, you go back and do the same thing. Take $10,000, make another chunk. Now it's not going to be 20,000, it's going to be 10,000, okay? And same thing, do the process over until the student loan hits zero. Now you have your student loans paid off. Now a lot of people think, well, this is going to take forever. Well, in fact, this actually is going to save you about 67% of the time and 67% of the interest. So you're cutting down the amount of time and the interest that you're paying on the student loan into the third. Okay, I've seen some people that pay off even sooner. I've seen some people pay off their student loans in 1 year. Okay, I've seen some people pay off their student loan in 5 years versus like a 30. So this is going to show you guys how to pay off your student loan significantly less and faster. And this is I would say it's much more safer this way, because your personal line of credit, you still have access to that money in case you need it. So guys, if you guys want to learn more, if you want me to go deeper into why this works, how this works, some of you guys may still feel like, well, I don't really understand what's going on here. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link down below where I'm going to show you guys how to pay off your student loan faster. It's called debtfreeaccelerator.com. I'm going to go ahead and leave it down below in the comment section and also the link's description. And guys, if you guys found this to be helpful, or if this was eye-opening to you guys, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit like on our video, and make sure you hit the bell icon, get notifications on future videos to help you hack away at any financial situation you guys may have. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you guys being here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hey guys, this is Daniel.
And this is Sam.
We are the Kwok Brothers. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you want to see more content value that we put out like this, what should they do, Sam?
Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and also hit the bell icon so you guys get notification for our upcoming videos.
That's right.